things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, friends of the program. And you say, these things must go. I know what I'll do about it. Rather than take real action, I'll send it to Radio from Hell in an email. Well, I guess that's real action, because if we read your must go on the air, it'll make you feel better maybe, and sometimes these things magically disappear from your life. So if you have things that must go, just send them to radiofromhell@x96.com and put must go in the subject line. I'll start today. I have one of my own. People, when they say this, they're not meaning to be mean. They're commiserating with you, but think about what you're saying. When they see this boot on my foot, and they say, what happened? And I say, I broke my foot. And then they say, it sucks to get old, doesn't it? What? No, this has nothing to do with getting old. I broke my foot.
It would suck at any age to break your foot.
It doesn't make me feel good to say that. So please knock it off. This one is from Robert. Inconsiderate roommates must go. You share a house with 2 other people. Quit taking up all the space. I only get a space of about 8 inches wide by a foot long in our fridge, when I should get my own shelf. But you opted for a large carton of eggs, so now I get even less space. You're also taking up the whole pantry and all the space in the bathroom. This was a nice, clean house before you came. Maybe you should try to keep it that way. And your dishes have been sitting all over the kitchen for a week. Maybe wait until this afternoon to wash them instead of banging around in the kitchen at 5 in the morning to wash them.
Ooh.
That's from Robert. This one says, hello, lords and lady, a.k.a. my happy morning. Please get rid of people that hold down on their car horn. You know, they just lay on it. Yes, I almost pulled out in front of you, and I'm sorry. And a horn is totally warranted, but not by laying onto your horn while stopping and staring at me. I mean, I motion you to go, and you still lay on your horn for a good 30 seconds. Why are you doing that? You got to go. And then finally, this one, my things that must go are waiting for Senator Vance to say the word future to complete my bingo card. The League of Women Voters published out 3 cards to play along with while watching the vice presidential debate from New York. I was also hoping for the TikTok square to pop off, too. People demanding that no money sent overseas be sent overseas when there's a catastrophe like Hurricane Helene, especially when they don't contact Congress or Senate Foreign Affairs Committee.
It's different budgets, too.
Yeah. And the 0.5% tax increase for the Capital City Revitalization Zone passed by the Salt Lake City Council must go. And me being jealous of Bill's liver. It can wring itself out like a sponge. Thanks for letting me listen, Tony. Carrie?
Let's see. This one from WW. Concert venues with no seating. When I was younger, I saw just about everyone. The last concert I went to, I had to keep dodging an 8-foot guy in a kilt swinging his girlfriend around by the hair.
I want to know what show that was.
Asked and was told I could get a seat at a table for an additional $100. What happened to everyone having a chair to sit in? I don't want to fight the crowd.
You know, I think it'd be obvious that would be Dropkick Murphys.
Chris says, use my name. My thing that must go is realistic alarm sounds in ads. I'm driving and not paying attention to the radio. Suddenly there's a beeping or a siren sounding. I'm hitting the brakes and trying to figure out what's broken. This one, Jackie. Let's see. The thing that must go is the word spooktacular. I see it everywhere this time of year. I can't stand it. What does it mean? Surely there's another word, an actual word that appropriately describes your Halloween-themed item or event. I'm all for a good made-up word. Hell, Shakespeare did it all the time, but this is just nonsense. We can do better. And finally, this one from Derek, longtime New York City friend of the program. On Victoria's recap of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake last week, she spoke of Meredith's jewelry line drama, and Gina, joking, asked if she should have a jewelry line, too. The thing that must go is the lack of Gina's Gem and Jewelry Jamboree Superstore. I'm certain that juggernaut ought to be located on State Street next door to Gina's Panties by the Pound Emporium.
We could have them side by side.
On a more serious, controversial note, one last thing I must say is what must go is Gina answering questions in the Beat Gina game with a question. As Carrie would say, I call shenanigans. Only a scoundrel would contact themselves as she does by answering the question with a question. Gina's waiting for a visual reaction from Carrie to confirm.
Maybe.
Carrie, you are the saving grace of Beat Gina. I commend you on your poise with Gina's blatant shenanigans. Carrie, without you, Gina long ago would have debased the Beat Gina game deep into the depths that she lives in, clogged and besmirched exploits and unladylike conduct.
That's true.
But I do love you, Gina, he says.
Thank you.
There you go.
One of my own first. When you wake up before your alarm and you go get in the shower and you forget to turn off your alarm, and then you hear your alarm going off while you're in the shower, then you have to get out of the shower dripping wet to try to turn your alarm off. That may or may not have happened to me today. Let's see. M from Magna here. I watch your show every morning. Hello, M from Magna.
Hello.
Recently, there's been animation added to the cameras each time someone talks, and instead of just panning over, the camera does this.
It's that swipe,
Yeah.
I think, is what they're talking about. The swipe.
This makes me nauseous. Please make it go away.
I'm not sure I like the swipe so much.
I don't know. Do we have the option to go back to the other way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We bought that from George Lucas's stockpile of stuff.
Yeah, he is rather fond of that, isn't he?
Also, my neighbors, I love them so much, but they recently got a dog. They don't have a fenced yard, so they keep him chained up. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
My boyfriend built him a dog house, which the owners only use at night. During the day, the sweet dog is all alone and cries nonstop. I feel so bad. Don't get a dog if all you're going to do is chain it up in the yard.
That is terrible.
Let's see. Things that must go, getting notifications from my kids' school updates through text, email, voicemail, and the app. Why? Just please, one form of communication will suffice. And finally, scooters and Draper. We have so many kids riding these scooters, like motorcycle clubs, 12 and 13-year-olds driving down the street. There are no helmets. Someone's going to get hurt on the scooters.
Things that must go.